Both Tesla and BYD have just released their sales figures. So both Tesla and BYD have just released their sales figures for the last quarter for Tesla and the last month for BYD, but that makes up a quarter as well. So I think first of all, we'll just take a quick look at Tesla's sales figures. So if you go to ir.tesla.com, you'll come across their press releases. And this one is for the sales for the second quarter 2023. And as you can see here, it was a record quarter. 479,700 vehicles were manufactured. 466,140 were delivered. And that made up about 20,000 Model S and X, and the rest being Model 3 and Y. Now, they don't discriminate between Model 3 and Model Y or Model S and Model X. But even so, that is the best quarter ever for Tesla. And if you just have a quick look back here to the first quarter, it was 440 and 422,000 and 480 and 466,000. So that's a very good result. And surprisingly, the stock prices continued to go up a bit. It was up to about 270 odd dollars American, which is good news for those of us with Tesla shares. Thank you. And just to show the growth that Tesla is experiencing, here's a chart thanks to Sawyer Merritt, which, as you can see, shows quarter two sales figures for all the quarter twos from 2011-12 right up to 2023. And as you can see, it's almost exponential growth. And this chart, courtesy of James Stevenson, shows how much growth Tesla are experiencing. This is basically yearly sales, and his projected sales of about 1.65 million. I expect actually it will probably be slightly higher than that, maybe 1.75 million. But you just see that exponential growth. And just look at 2020, where there was a bit of a dip, and that was basically down to COVID and production interruption. But it just goes to show how much Tesla are growing. Also, as you can see here, the Tesla quarter two 2023 financials will be published after close of business on Wednesday, the 19th of July. So that will be a date to put in your diary to wait for that, because I'm predicting yet again another brilliant financial quarter for Tesla. So we've also got to look at BYD's sales figures. And yet again, just like Tesla, they've had another record month and record quarter. So if we just have a look here, you've got BYD's new energy vehicles sales, 253,000 new energy. Now that includes battery electric and their plug-in hybrids. As you know, from about March last year, they stopped making the petrol diesel type cars. They're only doing plug-in hybrids and battery electric vehicles. So that actually equates to over 1.25 million vehicles in the first half of this year. And they're trying to aim for 3 million vehicles by the end of the year. So if they've done 1.25 in the first 6 months and growing, they should just about hit 3 million. Now that's going to be more than Tesla, but you've got to look. That is plug-in hybrids and battery electric vehicles. So if we just scroll down the page here in the CNEV post, we get down to battery vehicles, 128,000, and plug-in hybrids, 123,000. Now, if you actually go back just a couple of months, it was more plug-in hybrids than battery. Last month, battery EVs just exceeded plug-in hybrids by 100 and whatever, and this month it has now gone to almost 5,000. So hopefully that trend will continue, and you will then see more and more battery electric vehicles from BYD as the plug-in hybrids decrease. I'm sure that then they will stop making their plug-in hybrids, but I think whilst they're still selling that many, it's not going to happen just yet. Now, there is one thing that's got me slightly concerned about BYD. As I said in my last video, and if I remember, I'll stick the link here, they're on a massive expansion and they're getting into more and more countries, bringing out more and more cars into those countries. But BYD's overseas passenger NEV sales are only 10,500. Now that is all plug-in hybrids and battery vehicles. So that's only a very small percentage of the total. So whilst they're expanding rapidly, they're not getting a huge number of sales abroad. So I wonder how much that's costing them. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below whether you think they're expanding too fast or not fast enough. So one of the things I think BYD do better than Tesla is they give their monthly sales figures for each individual car. So if we take a quick look at the yuan, it's going down. So it was 40,000, 39,000, 36,000, 34,000. Yeah, not sure what's happening there. The Dolphin, static, 30,000 up to 31,000 over 4 months. Not a lot happening there. And then if we take a look at the Seal, which hasn't been out for the year yet, it's fairly stable again, 8,000, 8,100. It did hit a peak back in the end of last year, 15,000 a month. So the Seal, which is a saloon type car like the Model 3, is not all that popular in China. It will be more for Europe and the like. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below if you think BYD are struggling, despite the fact that they've got record sales. So I've mentioned this company before, Denza. It was originally BYD and Daimler 50-50. Daimler changed to Mercedes-Benz. BYD bought 40%, so they've got 90%, Mercedes-Benz 10%. Now the BYD, or rather Denza, have released their N7 SUV to take on the Model Y. So the Denza starts at 301,000 RMB. That's about 42,000 American. The Model Y runs from 263,000 RMB up to 363,000 RMB. So it's sitting right in the middle there. And they seem to be selling quite well. As you see here, 4 consecutive months, they've sold over 10,000 8,000 vehicles. Now, Model Y obviously is selling a lot more than that, but it's an interesting thing to see a subsidiary of BYD coming up with the vehicles to take on the Model Y. They did receive quite a few pre-orders before they released, so I'll be watching that one with interest. I doubt we'll get it over here in Australia, but you can live in hope, because I think we need more competition. So, what do you think of the sales figures for Tesla, BYD, and even Denza? Are you concerned about BYD? Comments below, please. And if you could also do me a favour and click that like and subscribe button below. Thank you very much. It does help the algorithm, YouTube, to help promote the channel. And I need all the help I can get. Thank you. Also, just below in the comment section, in the description section, I've put in a little bit about my Instagram channel, etc., etc. And also, if you're feeling generous, you can buy me a coffee to keep me caffeinated on Ko-fi, and the link down below. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. And I'll see you all very soon.